Hello and welcome to With Infinite Love. Today have a collective reading. I was going to do a pick a card, but then I felt into the energy and it seemed like what really needed to happen was more of a collective reading on what's next in your spiritual journey. And so I was guided to choose some oracle cards. The main card for the reading is the Ether card from the Empyrean Tarot, the Empyrean Oracle deck. And so I'm going to actually read what that one says from the guidebook, because it's really the guiding energy for today's reading. So under Ether it says, "And just when you think it's nothing, it's everything." We may never be able to comprehend the idea of universal energy. We play with it like mercury broken free of a thermometer. Just when we think we have it, that it's the lens we now see through, it dances away from us like a flame, and we are back on the bustling streets shouting at faceless traffic. "We are one" has become a trope that we've outgrown. It's repeated to calm anxieties, to unify when there's a fracture, to soothe when we feel the heat of anger. It doesn't come close to capturing the true magnitude of all that we are, of how truly connected everything and everyone is. Each of us, minuscule threads in a fabric woven together, stretching across time and space. A fabric that can shift and move, swell and contract, but cannot be torn or destroyed. The magic of knowing that we are the ether is having the ability to transform and expand in any given moment. It's trusting that the same atoms that make up this universe, that stretch on for eternity, that hold so much mystery and alchemy, live within us. We can mirror their rhythm. We can tear down the levees that keep us trapped in this world made of steel and begin believing in the ever-possible infinite, where ease is attainable, where the difference between love and hate is hair-thin, just a decision. We can embody the untamable wind that is in the burning stars, the diamonds that rain on Jupiter, the laugh of the bold spirits that echo through galaxies. So that was the card that came through for what we most needed to talk about today. And it's a little nebulous, so I was guided to pull a few cards from the Lemurian Oracle deck to help ground it and make the message a little more accessible. So let's talk about it. So we have furred and feathered friends first, which is really a card about noticing and tending to the animals in your life and around you, and learning from them, whether directly as animals in your life or as animal guides, but also about how we nourish our body. This is the grounding card of being nourished in a way that helps us to hold more energetically as we're going down the spiritual path. Because I think sometimes we get caught up in trying to expand spiritually and lose sight of where we are on Earth. The tendency can be, especially, I am definitely guilty of this. The tendency can be to focus so much on ascension that what's happening here and now takes a back seat. And that is not the middle path. That is not the way of So in some traditions, like in Tantra, the body is used as a portal into the divine, as instead of being the detriment to the divine. And so that's what I think of too with this card. And then, of course, with the next one, the Portal Keeper is about deepening your spiritual practices, any meditation you do, any ecstatic dance, any divination or channeling, or whatever spiritual practices you use to connect with the divine. The Portal Keeper is asking you to deepen those practices, but also to see where the edges of your reality are. Where are you being invited into greater expansion? And then the Violet Flame, of course, is really asking you to purify your energy, to make sure that you are protected, to, again, take stock of your psychic toolkit, of whatever your spiritual practice is. You don't have to be actively working as a psychic unless you want to be. But we all have these gifts available to us, and, to take stock and see what needs to be protected, what is inviting you into expansion, what is calling you into deeper practice. And because there are gifts here. There are gifts here for you on your spiritual journey. And a lot of times we can lose sight of what all is available to us. This is the other side of the grounded, furred, and feathered friends, is when we get too earthbound, we get too stuck in what we think is possible, and we don't test our edges to find out what is actually asking for us to step further in to our power, into our gifts, into our calling in this world. And there are doors opening here for you, gifts unlocking in your spiritual energy. And the Ether card, going back to that, really invites you to remember that there is nothing that is not spiritual. There is ultimately nothing that is not God or spirit or divine, or however you want to put it. That it's all the separations that we create in time and space are for us to make sense of things, but they're not to trap us. And so I can speak more on this if anybody, wants to hear that. But that is the main message for today, is to see where you're limiting yourself, because there is growth for you here, but also to take care that you are taking care of your body and your material plane of existence, and protecting your energy while you ascend, because that will help keeps the chaos that can sometimes happen at bay. But I think that's all I have today. It's a very short message. I just wanted to get this out because I was called to say it. Let me just check here. Spirit, is there any other message that needs to come through for this collective? Any other messages for this collective? Harmonic flight. I still don't know this deck very well. I have a block with the Lemurian Oracle, and I just cannot remember what these are. Oh, going. Okay, so the last card, the last message that they have for you, I'm just going to read the divinatory meaning from the book. It says, "What you see in the eyes of another is a reflection of yourself. This card may be encouraging you to look at the bigger picture of a close relationship. A perceived challenge may be an illusion or projection. This card may relate to family, teamwork, community, and ways you can harmonize dissonance for deeper growth. The bonds you share give you the power to transmute your fears. Put time and awareness into resolving karmic connections, or they will continue to play out. There may also be a life-changing connection on the horizon." So, we're not going to delve too deeply into that right now. I will eventually do a love reading. I'm just not there yet. But there's also, since I did bring up Tantra and using the body as a portal into enlightenment instead of a detriment to your spiritual journey, there is another principle is seeing the divine reflected in the eyes of another, seeing the divine in everyone you meet, and especially if you're doing more neo-tantric practices, in the eyes of your lover, and that's a topic for another day. But that is another tool for your expansion when you're doing these audits, to see where the limits of your reality are, and another portal into deeper knowledge and awareness can be found in allowing yourself to perceive others in a more open way, as an expression of the divine, as a tool in the cosmic play that is playing out. And so that went a little different than I was expecting it to there at the end. So I am going to leave you there. I hope you have a wonderful day. Like and subscribe if you liked this reading. We're just getting started here, but there is more to come. And thank you so much for joining me. Have a wonderful rest of your day or night or wherever you are. And bye.